Alright, here's an update on my Benelli M4 with the Strike Industries HAYl rail. I wanted to redo the video because of I messed up the portrait. So I just got back from the range last weekend and put 100, 200 rounds through the shotgun. I just added this Odinworks hand stop or forward angle grip M-lock to it. It's pretty nice. You know, the rail worked great. It's comfortable. The sling mount worked really great. And then I took it home, you know, to clean it. And, you know, like I previously had mentioned, you know, it's a pain in the ass. The set screws kind of suck. For instance, you know, someone got bent all out of shape because I said it touches the barrel. It touches the barrel lug. And, you know, the barrel lug's attached to the barrel. It attaches the barrel lug, and it doesn't touch your barrel, but still, you know, I have a set screw here, and it left a mark on, you know, your mag lug or whatever you want to say. Also, you have to be careful with your M-lock accessories. So you can see that right there is, you know, the M-lock bracket, and I actually had to use a different screw, like a shorter mag pull screw that I had, because the other screw was so long, it was actually touching, you know, touching that a little bit. You don't really get that so much with the paraclip, but yeah, and taking it off was, you know, kind of a pain in the ass. You have to wiggle it around, unless you want to take off your rails and stuff first. That would make it a little bit easier, because essentially this rail kind of goes on sideways and then swings around. And, you know, the other comment that someone made was that, you know, it barely wiggled when he didn't have the set screws on. That's kind of, you know, subjective. I would say anything that wiggles, that's supposed to be free floating, it shouldn't be wiggling. You know, it's going to cause it to bend. It's going to hit your gas pistons and stuff like that if you're not careful. If you had an attachment here and it's wiggling, it's going to nick up and scratch all up in there. You know, the lockup's really solid when you have your set screws in, and but that being said, you know, I wouldn't use it without the set screws. It'll wiggle back and forth. You'll bend something. You'll bend the rail before you hurt the, you know, shotgun, but still, you know, it's going to affect how you shoot. If you're running a sling and this thing is just wiggling left and right, that's not good. And yeah, I didn't feel any gas blowback or anything like that. I had a buddy shoot it without gloves, and he didn't notice anything. So that you know, theory I had was debunked, which is good. Yeah, that's kind of just an update to the rail with the new Odinworks B1 M-lock hand stop or angle grip, however you want to say it. But yeah, I'm liking the rail. I have the rail. I like the sling. It worked. It didn't come apart. Nothing came loose. You know, everything on the rail is cool. You know, it's cool. You know, you gotta everyone be warned that there's those set screws. And let's see if I can get an angle of that. So you can't really see. It's not going to focus, but you can see that there's a gap, and you can kind of see that there's a gap, and the set screw kind of pushes up against that gap on both sides. And then I had some barrel markings from the other set screw, which, you know, is to be expected. They're set screws. Yeah, when you're taking it off, you have to loosen the screws. You take the barrel completely off, and then this is kind of just rattling around. And it's aluminum, so it's softer than your steel, but it's still kind of, you know, no one wants to be dragging their aluminum pieces over their barrel and over their, you know, your chamber over here. When you kind of get it over there, you don't want to, you don't want to scratch anything that you normally wouldn't have to scratch on disassembly. And like I said, if you're running accessories, all those screws are going to be fitted in there, and it's just going to be it'll make it more difficult to remove the fore end. And like you said, yeah, if you don't clean your M4 a lot, then no problem. But for me, when I go to the range and I put 200 rounds through it, I'll just take it home, clean it, put it in the safe. It's not a big deal to clean it. It's not a big deal not to clean it. But like you said, I'd rather take the time and clean it instantly and have it sit and just be, nice and ready to go next time, rather than, just have it sit and be all dirty and, there's no issues there. But yeah, it's right. If you don't want to clean your gun, then you don't have to. You can lube it right through there, and it'll run probably for a very long time without having to be cleaned. But leaving carbon deposits on metal just is not good for the metal. It'll pit the metal, it'll seep into the metal, and then it won't clean as good. And this is not a cheap shotgun, so like I said, like my 870, I'll run 200 rounds through my 870, and I won't clean it. It's my 870. I can buy another 2 if I wanted to, if that one were to break. However, this one I want to keep clean, and I don't want anything to erode or foul on me, like a gas piston. I was thinking about getting my gas pistons coated titanium nitrate along with my bolt, but I looked to see how much it would cost to get a new pistons, and they're like $170 each. So I was like, okay, well, because anytime you're working with a gas system and you change the coating and you move material, it might not seal as great. And so as much as I like the properties of tinitride, the gold coating, with cleaning and how slick and smooth it is and how strong it is, it's a stronger outer coat. If it ruins the sealing in there with the pistons, then I don't have a functioning gun. So I was thinking, okay, well, if I get them coated and I want to go get, just replacements, how much is that going to cost? And yeah, it'll cost you, $300-400 to replace those. And if you go online, I've actually seen images of these things breaking. I don't know how, but it is what it is. And for instance, it's kind of like that. So it's not like replacing the gas system is cheap. Like on my 930, I could go get the one bolt or the one piston that it comes on it, and they're like $100, and you can get 2 of those and have a backup. Same thing with the bolt. This is an expensive bolt. It's not like you're going to go out here and buy a new bolt, if this one gets ruined. Same thing with your trigger housing. I mean, even this stock. I have the pistol grip stock. I went with this stock. This is like a $200, traditional stock, and that's really your only other option. Oh, also, I went with a Limb Saver recoil pad. And I'm going to put the model number in the description if anybody's interested in it. But it is a nice, soft recoil pad. Bolts right up to this grip and the solid pistol grip. It does not fit with the adjustable stock if you're running that. But yeah, that's the look at the M4 with the HAYl rail. And yeah. However else you want to take it. And that's the rig I run when I run my shotgun classes in shotgun. It's I upgraded the belt to a high-speed gear slim